Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another Minnesota Twins game review. As you know, yesterday I got my wisdom teeth pulled, so bear with me. My mouth still kind of hurts, but we're going to try to do this video anyways. But let's just jump right into it. A very disappointing loss yesterday to the Mets. We were swept by the Mets the second time around, which, I mean, by their record, they really aren't that bad of a team. But if you look further into their stats, like I mentioned previous episode, they really suck in some categories like blown saves, ERA. I mean, just the rest of their team is not very good, but to have two bad losses like this, it really, really stinks. Plus, we are 94 games now into the season, 58-36. We just lost our first 3-game set ever this season, right? So, by no means is that bad. I mean, how many other teams can say they went 94 games without losing 3 in a row? That's incredible. No other team can do that. And as long as we get back on the right track, still a big home series. If we get right back on track against Oakland and the Yankees, big series coming up, we'll be fine. And we're still up in the division by 4 games. I mean, if you look at all the other divisions, okay, the Rockies, I think they're in second place to the Dodgers. That is understandable. Maybe it's the Diamondbacks. That gap is like, 11 games maybe or something. I mean, if you look at like the Astros, I think they're up by like 6 or 7. But otherwise, all the other divisions are still close as well. And a 4-game lead is not bad. I'll go through some numbers here right before we get into this. But let's go through the box score really quickly. They scored 14 runs. We scored 4 runs. They scored 17 hits. We had 8 hits. We also had 2 errors, which did affect the game, but not really at the end. And then Vargas got the win. He is now 4-5. May got a loss. It was a tough. We'll talk about that. Now he's 3-3. But let's talk about this really quickly. The Twins, for the first half of the season, were like, I don't know. It was like 40-18, I think, through the first 68 games of the season. In the last 36 games, they are 18-18. I'm not exactly sure if that is the right numbers or not, but they're playing 500 ball over the last 36 games. That is not bad. I mean, you've got to realize where this team was last year, even at this point in the season, because we were so far out of the playoffs already, it wasn't even funny. But you look at where we were last season. Yes, we made some moves. I still think we're going to make some moves. We still have 2 weeks until the trade deadline. We are playing 500 baseball. That is not bad. The reason people are nervous and scared is because the Cleveland Indians are like 20-14 over that time frame. That sucks. However, they've played Detroit about 35 times, and Detroit absolutely is the worst team in the league. I can't tell you. Honestly, Kansas City is better than Detroit. I mean, they beat the White Sox. Did they beat them twice? I don't know. But literally, Detroit dead last in the division, 29-62. Cleveland has beat up on Detroit about 500 times in the last 2 weeks. We'll be fine once we get to play Detroit, and they actually get to start playing hard teams. So let's talk about this game now. I know that I kind of, brushed over it, but it was a really bad game. I mean, the first 6 innings were really good, and then it just fell apart. I mean, 3 runs in the 7th, 6 runs in the 8th, and 3 more runs in the 9th. That was it. So that's a rough go. I mean, they were 6 for 14 with runners in scoring position. That's going to allow you to win some ball games. We were 1 for 6. Sano made another error. Rosario made the biggest error of the game. And I got to put this game on him. I mean, that's almost unacceptable. If you haven't watched it, make sure to go check it out. But Rosario at the warning track, whoop, boom, in and out of the glove. I mean, I don't know what to really tell you about that one. That's just unacceptable in my opinion. I mean, you're a major leaguer. That's just bad. I mean, I don't want to give him too much crap because, it was just a bad game overall. And I don't think that catch would have won us the game. But I do want to know what you guys think. I think it's pretty bad. I mean, that's almost unacceptable at that level. It almost looked like he just didn't care. And I don't mean that in a bad way. But, what it looked like was he was like, yep, I'm going to make the catch. And he always kind of just, flauntily catch the ball and walks away. Dude, no, you got to catch the ball. You got to make sure to catch the ball first. Like, and again, I don't want to give him too much crap, but like that one you should have caught. And of course, it didn't ultimately matter, but let's just talk about it. So let's go with Perez. Perez, very well. Perez did very, very well through 6 innings. This was one of his better performances, bouncing back. Our starting pitchers have done really well lately, and he pitched 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. Only one of them was earned. I believe it was Sano that made the error to allow him to get that unearned run. He struck out 4, walked 1. He also gave up a home run. So what? I think he gave up the home run to Rosario. That was incredible. My goodness, that guy has absolutely no power whatsoever and just got a hold of one and put it right in the seats. I mean, again, nothing you can do there. But we had the lead going into the 5th inning, or going into the 6th inning. Garver hit a home run and Cruz hit a home run. 2 good shots right there. But the real thing is, let's talk about the late innings. So Trevor May, it breaks my heart, man, because he was doing so well, and it just fell apart on one pitch. And I honestly think it was a good pitch. If anything else we talk about this video, I want to know what you guys thought of that curveball. It wasn't the best curveball. I think we all know that, but I liked the call. Because if you look at his sequences in that at bat, it went fastball, fastball, curveball, and he hit it. What can you do? I mean, maybe you're expecting the fastball. Maybe you're expecting the curveball. It looked like he was expecting the curveball, but I like the spot. It was down and in. The curveball with movement, he just yanked it. I mean, if he had to be looking for the pitch, that's the only reason he was able to hit it. But in 1 inning of work, he gave up 3 hits, 3 earned runs. It was on a home run. Did strike out 1, but a tough break for Trevor May. Of course, that spiraled the downhill slide. McGill sucked as well. I mean, as bad as I want to put that, but I mean, he looked awful. He pitched 1 inning, gave up 4 hits, 6 runs, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. That's bad. Was he the one who gave up the absolute bomb to Rosario? Yeah, Alonso. My goodness, that thing almost cleared the triple deck in left field. If you haven't seen that, though, go check it out. Alonso hit a freaking moonshot. And I honestly turned the game off before that 6th inning because, like I said, I wasn't feeling good yesterday with my mouth and everything. So I watched the first 6 kind of off and on. I was pretty sleepy and stuff. But I turned it off after the top of the 7th inning, and I was like, all right, we're done here. And but I looked at, like, a couple of minutes later, Twitter notifies me, and they're like, hey, look at this freaking moonshot that Pete Alonso just hit. 400 and some feet. I can't remember how much it went. It was like 454, I think. 464, maybe. Something like that. Moonshot. Absolute moonshot. Killed it. Andreans ended up coming into pitch. He pitched 1 inning, gave 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 strikeout. Who did he strike out? I can't remember. It was, it was Smith. Dominic Smith, I think? That's funny. That's hilarious. He has to live with that for the rest of his life. But, no, this game was over in the 8th inning. There we go. So I don't mind Andreans coming into pitch. It was over, like I said. Let's talk about hitting. Like I mentioned, Garver hit a home run. He went 2 for 3 today leading off. That was really good for him with a walk as well, 1 RBI and 2 runs. I mean, he was honestly the best player today, and he got his average up just about to 300 again. His OPS is over 1,000. Good for him. Garver's looking great. Castro even looked great too, when he was out there. So we've got a good core of catchers, even though I don't know if we'll keep Castro next year. But that's not the point of this video. Garver looked great. Polanco, his average stayed about the same at 307, got a base hit. Cruz, as I mentioned, had a home run. Good for those guys. I mean, Cruz had his 18th, Garver had his 15th. We have now 6 players with 15 or more home runs. The record is 9. We have tied the Twins record for that. And who's at 13? Sano? I think Sano's at 13. He'll get there eventually because we're not going to trade him. So he'll get there, and that'll be great. Rosario 0 for 4 with an RBI. But yeah, he made the big blunder in left field. Absolutely just dropped a ball. 2 runs scored in this. Was that the 7th inning? It must have been. I don't remember. But Cronin 0 for 4. He struggled yesterday. I mean, the day before he was doing really good. Kepler went 1 for 3 with a run. Gonzalez went 1 for 4. Sano went 1 for 4. He did drive in a run as well. He looked good yesterday, besides the error, but then Arise went 1 for 4 as well. So not the best game, I mean, obviously, but there are a couple things to take away from this. One, we don't have to play the Mets any more times this year, and hopefully we'll do better against the other New York Yankee, or the other New York team, the Yankees, yeah. Because we usually do well against one New York team, and it wasn't the Mets this year. So it's what happens. You're not going to win with errors. You're not going to win with, giving up 14 runs. So move on. Take your 3 losses. Don't lose 4. That's all you can say, right? So that's all I got for you today. Hopefully Cleveland will freaking fall off a cliff at some point. They have to. There's no way they can play this well for the rest of the year. And we get to play them 13 more times or 10 more times or something like that. So I'm not really worried. But it's going to be a long ride still. So we got about 2 months left in the season or so. It's going to be a good 2 months. It'll be exciting. So that's all I got for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully my mouth will feel better a little bit later and we'll get some more videos rolling. But thanks so much for dealing with, me and everything. So thanks so much. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe. Check out the videos above my head if you missed them from yesterday, and we'll see you tomorrow.